Tonight, our 13 Investigates team reveals a growing issue with those GLP-1 drugs. Indiana's Poison Center reports a spike in overdose calls. Our 13 Investigates reporter Sierra Putman found a family who wanted to tell their story and show what can happen.
7-year-old Jessa is wheeled through the hospital. Ashen, exhausted, in pain, and hooked up to an IV. Admitted after taking her mother's GLP-1 medication.
But I don't think we were prepared for how bad it was going to get.
These images bring back terrible memories, but Melissa Milender hopes they can also bring awareness of what can happen with a GLP-1 overdose. Doctors admitted the 7-year-old to the hospital days after she self-injected her mother's medicine. Medical records show Jessa was vomiting and was admitted to the ER for rehydration. An IV drip and medication stopped the worst of the symptoms, so doctors sent her home.
I should have never let them discharge her.
A night of rest, then the vomiting returned.
Like, she was thirsty. That's the only thing that she wanted to do was drink water, but then she would throw it up.
Jessa got so weak, her mother had to carry her to the bathroom. So back to the hospital. Doctors admitted her again.
She didn't eat for 6 days straight.
Jessa's medical records show doctors worried about her kidneys, specifically renal shutdown, because she stopped urinating.
Were you worried that her life was at risk?
100%. On Saturday night is when we as a family gathered around her because she was just laying there like lifeless, really.
Melissa didn't wait to get help. She called the Poison Center immediately after learning Jessa took the medicine. GLP-1 related calls to poison centers nationwide are up 1,500% since 2019, averaging hundreds of calls a month last year. The Indiana Poison Center reports calls doubled last year. In 2025, it received 320 calls.
That is a big increase.
Dr. Mary Wormuth is a toxicologist at IU Health. She says while overdose cases are up, calls involving children like Jessa are rare. The vast majority of cases involve adult women.
The dosing errors we typically see are too frequent or inaccurate or too high of a dose.
Some people take it too often, forgetting it's a weekly medication. Others take too much, sometimes on purpose, but usually by mistake, especially with compounded medications that may come with multiple doses in a single vial like this. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, and other gastrointestinal issues. Severe reactions can lead to dehydration and pancreatitis, which can land you in the hospital.
Just because it's thought to be used for weight loss. There are other indications, diabetes and so forth. That doesn't make it any less toxic if you take it inappropriately.
Going home after the longest week of our lives.
How's she doing now?
Good. Yeah, she's back to Jessa.
So why did Jessa grab her mom's medication from the fridge?
I thought it was stomach medicine because my mom takes it and I thought it helps her with her stomach aches.
Melissa is glad Jessa took only 60% of her medicine and not the full amount.
I try not to think about the what if. God protected us from the worst, and I firmly believe that. But yeah, I think it could have been a lot worse.
A year later, and Jessa smiles telling the story. She doesn't remember just how scary that time was for her parents.
She's my little girl, you know, so that was rough. Oh, she's grabbing my hand.
Now, Melissa keeps her GLP-1 medication in a locked box.
I got it the day she overdosed on it. It was $20 on Amazon, and it's been in my fridge ever since.
Doctors say lock boxes are key to keeping these medications away from curious kids. As for adults, carefully read the instructions and ask your pharmacist to demonstrate how to take it properly.
Once you've injected too much, there's no, oops, let me take this to counteract it, fix that mistake, correct that error. Like, no, now you're dealing with whatever the consequences are of that.
Despite their fears, Jessa made a full recovery. Her parents hope their daughter's story can protect other kids. Another way to protect yourself is to make sure your GLP-1 medication comes from a reputable source. Right now, you may see what looks like a good deal online for these drugs, but doctors warn counterfeit medications can be dangerous because they're not regulated. Sierra Putman, 13 Investigates.